Now move it back, down, somewhere about there. Go to the other one, move it up. Ah, come on. What is that? Oh, that is not high fidelity. This is something I've been working on lately. It's a teleoperations platform, or more simply put, a remote control platform for robots. The idea being that you would have some robots in a factory somewhere and you could connect to them remotely with this kind of software. At the moment, it's just with a simulation made in Isaac Sim. So I've got a couple of robot arms here and I can control them with keyboard, mouse, gamepad, and so on. It's a bit tricky to control them when talking, but we'll see how we go. Over on the left side, over here, you can see we've got some buttons. We can go up and down, left and right. I've got two different modes here, so if I press the bumper on the gamepad, I can actually change between the different modes. Now I can go forward and backwards with the controls, and here I can go up and down. Basically, you can right click on any of these, change the bindings. You can see that the left stick down does down in mode A, and if I look at back, for example, that same left stick in mode B does go back. So you can do that for everything here. You can, down here, you can change this is the velocity control, so the speed control. Using the D-pad, you can increment the speed control under different scenarios. Anyway, we'll try and use the joystick the gamepad to pick up some cubes here. So let's do this, change to mode B, rotate the head, open the gripper. You can see that when the gripper opens, the head moves backwards and forwards. It's got some compensation there for the gripper having a bit of movement in it. So we'll move forward, go over here, do a bit of a yaw turn. So it's using inverse kinematics to just allow you to control where you want the end effector, the gripper, to be. Go down a little bit, do some yaw, get it about there, and then up just a little bit. So then I can do a grip, and I use the triggers to apply just a very small amount. You can use velocity control as well on the grippers, but over here I have, like, if I use the right stick, it controls it at 100%, but if I use like the right gripper, it does like 10% of the power. And I can give it a good grip and then change to this, and the same, I've got it bound for 10% for up motion. There we go. I can just lift up the blocks, then I can change to the other robot, and then we'll go like this. And I'm cheating a little bit here. This robot starts in a what's called a singularity. So if I go this way and turn the head, then the wrist turns one way. If I turn it the other way, then the wrist turns the other way, and I don't get the same kind of range of motion. And these blocks are a little bit far away for this robot. One of the good things about having a simulation like this is that you can sort of test the robot in terms of its body shape and where it can reach and things like this. It's not going to give you like a perfect representation of the final thing, but you get some idea. For example, this dimension here from the elbow all the way up to the end of the gripper, that's quite long compared to the size of the robot itself. And that means that, you know, when you're working around on a table space, you've got to, if you want to pick this block up from the other side with this robot, it's like impossible, because this is so long that it would have to come all the way over here. So you can only really pick up these blocks from this side. And the same thing is if it's close down here, it's quite hard to navigate this elbow joint all the way around to get different angles on things. Anyway, I'll just try and pick up. Whoa, yeah, okay, that's cool. I always get a bit scared here because it looks like it's going to smash the robot, but really it's just opening the gripper. So we just change to here, do some this, oh, that's not this way. Get it into place, rotate the head, move it down, and let's go in we go. Go back a little bit, and then close. And we've got it. Push and change and up with the trigger. There we go. Once we've separated, then we can go a little bit faster. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Well, you get the point. Again, let's just pick this guy up. Let's move him up. Yeah, you get out of the way now. Go back. And we'll pick the other guy up, and let's shake off these. We'll use the D-pad to go up in speed a little bit and give him a shake. Shake, 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 shake. Whee. Go on, get off. We'll tip it this way. You can go up with the angular velocity, make it a bit faster. And so on. So, this is mostly about the robot connectivity platform and not the physics and the robot simulation itself. So you've got this control panel here with the different functions like I was showing you, and you've got the different controls for max velocity, acceleration. I still need to put the higher order limits in these things, but you've got like the joint velocity maximums. So you've got the different joints up here. You can see they start to go yellow when they get towards their limitations. If you go too fast with them, you see that you get limitations in certain joints. And when that happens, the whole system slows down so that you don't get distortion in your movement. So, you go like this and you start to get joints moving quite quickly, but the head, the end effector, stays where it is without distortion. And you've got these reach ones as well. So if I come out over here and get to the end, then it does a calculation. It can't push further than that. Without that library, then basically it still tries to move its other joints to reach that position. You get all sorts of distortion here. So this just sort of gives you an indication of where your limits are. So if it stops moving, you can sort of just look here and say, okay, that's what's going on. It's got a number of display settings. So this is the configuration for the main display. Up here you've got the different grippers. So if I just press like a keyboard shortcut, I can just bounce between the different cameras in the system. You can select your frame rate for each individual display. You can set the quality of your video. So if this is a remote connection, I mean, this server right now is running on the same computer, but if it was running in the cloud, you probably don't want 20 FPS and high resolutions on all of your screens. Like I can put this up higher and then, get a nice big display here. But if I put it on auto and then I just drag it to the size that I want, get rid of that, then what happens is it just sends a request to the server and says, give me this resolution. So you don't waste bandwidth on something you only have a tiny display for. Works with both of the displays the same. You can add as many of these as you want, essentially get a top-down one as well. So yeah, that's like all this configuration is generated by the target. So there would be there's a configuration file in this simulation. It's sent to the operator, and then the operator just builds it, and then the person who's controlling the robot can just come along and put their own custom configuration, which saves on their own computer. So you can have different operators coming in and controlling these robots at different times of the day, for example. And then this is a very thin client for the operators. So basically, with a cheap, very old computer and a cheap gamepad from the store, you can connect into over the internet to a robot system somewhere else in the world and control quite sophisticated hardware. It's a bit like what a surgical operations, teleoperation system does, but for cheap robots in factories. So here it's actually just running straight out of the browser. So, if I press refresh, then I get this is the tab for connectivity, where it's got the basic controls. And then in this case, it's connecting to the local server. So I just press connect, and then, well, you see what you saw before. It just jumps straight into the connection. So yeah, that's about it. That's what I've been working on. I just thought I'd like to share that, and let me know what you think. Send me an email. Thanks very much for your time.